Here we are on the rail car, and we're going from Portschach to Munich, and we are leaving victorious. We have won the World Bodypainting Festival. We are champions of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you new champion of the world, Scott Frey. Eating gummy bears.
Would you like a Haribo Tutti Frutti? Proper Fruity?
Haribo. Is it Haribo?
Haribo? Haribo?
Haribo.
It's a Haribo.
I would like some caribou.
That's right.
Here's our cute little train car with our luggage high above and the door.
Show the mountain.
And here's Jonna. Here's her broken foot. We have her leg propped up. It's all bandaged. It's black and blue. She bled for the cause. But it worked because we won. Yay! Rock and roll. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Mountains.
Here's the mountains going past. That's, I know, we need Debbie with the goat herd routine right now to be running around in the mountains with her little sock puppets and pasties. Oh, that's the end of the scenery. Oh, look, there's a mirror in here. I just noticed it.
Say hi to yourself.
Hi to myself. Yay! So it's our cute little car. It's a lot of fun. There was a stinky Euro trash guy in here with stinky feet, but now he's gone. And we have the whole thing to ourselves.
The stinky feet.
Aw, he did have stinky feet.
He had stinky feet.
Even Scott agrees.
He just walked those stinky feet right on out.
So what was your favorite moment, Scott?
It was winning. You feel a sense of elation. You can't help it. It's a huge deal. It's amazing.
Yeah, it was a lot of work.
Being on that stage, being called up there, you know.
How did you feel? What was your favorite moment? It wasn't breaking your foot.
No, it was not breaking my foot. It was sitting on the balcony, and I could hear them announcing the second place winner, which was Johannes Stadter. And then they announced the first place winner, and I could hear your name from the balcony since I couldn't walk over there. And they said, "From the USA, Scott Frey." And then they played "We Are the Champions."
They did.
That was the best part. Knowing that you guys had won, even though I wasn't there.
And it really, probably, in some ways, almost, not really equal, but very, very good moment was the first day. When
Yeah,
we
the
found
first day
out
was great.
how well we did.
Yes.
Gosh, because we couldn't have done the second day had we not done. We had to knock it out of the park twice.
Yeah, we sure
Both
did.
paintings had to be superlative. They both had to win. You had to win twice in a row.
Yeah, and we did.
That's great.
We did do it. No doubt about it. Number one.
You're right.
And I changed the water. I changed the water and arranged their brushes.
And arranged the brushes.
So I consider myself a vital part of
Jonna
this
was
win.
great, and it was a lot of fun having her around.
It was. Thank God for Jonna.
And
So
she's
glad
right.
that you
These
came.
things, they don't taste very much like banana.
No, they don't. I told you, they're in the shape of a banana, and it's very.
No.
I'm not quite sure what kind of fruit it is.
There you
Still
go.
tasty, but not very
Tasty,
much
yeah.
like banana.
There you go. Okay.
But good.
Should I tell mine? Oh, I'm sitting
no,
on
no.
my caramel chocolate bar. That's going to be a lot of fun.
What do you want me to do?
You can just hold it, I guess.
Okay.
I'm ready for my close-up.
Mr. DeMille, go. Tell your story.
I think that my favorite moment, actually, oddly, was right after we were judged the very first time. We had just presented Kim to the judges. Our little spiel had gone well, but my heart was knocking against my chest while we did it. But at the same time, it felt like it went really smooth. It just felt like it went good. It felt like they loved it. They were kind of, you know, they looked very happy about it all. And we led Kim out, and it was just starting to rain. You know, we had just beat the rain and everything. But we went over to the official tent for the official pictures. And we posed for our picture, you know, standing and flanking her, holding the little number or whatever. But then we both stepped away, and Scott went a few steps off in another direction trying to find an umbrella. And I was left there to watch Kim model for this was the official photograph, so they only take usually like 2 pictures. And I watched the official photographer like fall in love with her. And, I mean, she just started, you know, she's elongating her body and moving, and she's just so graceful, and you know, and just looking at the camera, and she was amazing. And it like my breath caught and my heart stopped, and and tears sprang to my eyes, and I thought, I mean, it was like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna have to give this girl any direction whatsoever. Like, she's got the modeling thing down. She's, you know, this is great. But she was just, in that moment, she was just so beautiful. And I watched him take like 10 extra pictures that he wasn't really supposed to be doing. Because he couldn't resist, because she was so gorgeous. And I don't know, at that moment it just kind of came home to me, like the work we had done and what we had accomplished. And we couldn't see anybody else's paintings. We didn't know. We didn't know until that moment. And that brings us back to that moment again, the first time, when we were all standing off to the side of the stage with Kim's parents and her brother, and you know, and we're all in a group, and they're calling people, you know, 25th place, 24, or whatever. They call all the people, and they say, okay, top 10, you know, and then they're calling 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. And I wasn't really even listening for us until we got to, like, the top 5, probably. But, you know, then 5 was called, and 4 was called, and 3 was called, and we had heard, I think we had heard about his painting, so we didn't know, you know, and then we heard Italy in that second place, and then it was like, okay, we knew, I had that camera in my hand, and I had already turned it around to our faces, because I already knew what was going to happen, and it's like, it's got big, you know? Yeah. And, it's true, that moment was like the first where we knew that we had it, because the second time, you know, it wasn't raining and awful when we went to judging, and plus we weren't going in 2 groups like we did for the prelim part. You know, you just didn't see half the paintings because they had different start times. You weren't all standing around waiting to be judged together. But for the final, you saw every painting because we all had to be there at the same time and get in line. And I looked around and I saw everything, and I thought, we have it. I looked around and I was like, we've got this. I really don't think that there's a painting here that will beat this. I don't think anyone's, you know, presentation could be better, or, you know, I really thought that our adherence to the theme was thought out, and so forth. I thought that the combination of all elements, you know, had come together in that one moment to make it happen, and it did.
Mm-hmm.
We were uncertain as to whether or not the way we did the presentation would go over well, or whether it would seem too much, too stagey, too hokey.
Cheesy.
Yes. And, you know, I thought about that beforehand. I really thought, you know, we got to cover a lot of ground here conceptually. We've got to state of the theme, but we need a big theme with a lot of extra dimension so that we can talk about this whole thing. And it's not just like, well, I did what I wanted. Hey, hope you like it.
Here it is.
Which is kind of what I think a lot of the judges think that the body painters do. And the other thing was, it was one aspect of the whole thing. And I thought, we have to take every aspect we can and do it to the utmost. Every aspect of that can possibly play into this, we've got to address and make it the best it can possibly be. And both of them, we did a great performance. We didn't flub them up. And in the second one, I think, was spot on.
Yeah, the second one was perfect, I think. And the first one was good, too.
First
when
one
we were
was
doing
very
the first
good.
one, I had a feeling right then and there, we were in the middle of the script. And right then and there, I just had this feeling in my heart. I'm looking at these faces, you know, and I'm making eye contact from line to line, you know, and I'm like, these people are looking at 2 people that want this, and they know it. They absolutely know it. They don't have any doubt in their minds that we want this, and that we're giving it every absolute iota, every molecule
Rising
of our
to the
bodies
occasion.
has risen to this occasion for this moment for them, and they know it. I can see it in their eyes.
You guys weren't messing around.
No, and they loved Madeline's
I know, I was just going to ask
delivery.
you. Madeline, do your line. We've been busting on Madeline the entire time. We have been imitating Madeline. Come on, Miranda. Do the line. Do the whole line.
Should I do the whole thing?
Do the line.
Yeah,
Okay.
do the whole section.
Let's
Just that
see.
one section.
Just to give you a little taste of what the judges had. Because they were talking about it later, from what we heard.
Renaissance playwright.
Yeah, I know.
This is the Renaissance one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Renaissance playwright William Shakespeare. No, it's inspired by these strange wild shores. Renaissance playwright William Shakespeare set his last play, The Tempest. And of course there's Shakespeare on her arm and The Tempest painted. Mm-hmm. His last play, The Tempest, in this new land. "Oh, brave new world," exclaims Miranda. There's your line.
That's it. And we kept
going.
going.
Oh,
you know, it's like
I keep clapping
the
my
sun
hands.
will come out tomorrow. And evidently, one of the judges tried to reenact what she had done to a table full of people at the breakfast table the next morning.
Clap your hands together.
And tried to restage the way she did it.
Yeah, I didn't do it totally over the top. I was doing it over the top when we were rehearsing it. I didn't do it all that over the top, but I did. It said on her arm, "Oh, brave new world," so I'm like, "Oh, brave new world," exclaims Miranda, voicing the wonder and excitement felt by many in the new land of discovery. But yeah, it's kind of like...
And the finish.
Top hats
off. That was
off.
the line. And I had ponytails and I had curled my hair, but I never brushed the curls out, so I had these little ringlet corkscrew curls bouncing up and down as I'm going, "Oh, brave new world."
But it worked. It worked.
That's
what mattered. It was the most tense and wound up and stressful I can remember, because we had to make this work. It would be like getting all the way to base camp and above on Mount Everest, and then not summiting, and thinking, "Oh my God, we got to do this again some other time. We got to climb this giant mountain." Fortunately, that didn't happen, and we got all the way to the top summit.
Yay. Good living, bro.
We did it.
Yay!
Yeah. USA! USA!
I was the only one chanting. Every time they were on stage, I was the sole USA person, and I kept making an ass out of myself, going, "Woohoo!" And everybody kept turning around looking at me. Because I was the only one in the crowd.
Like damn loud Americans.
I know. We weren't real famous in the crowd. There weren't a lot of people cheering. We showed them.
Yeah.
That's right.
You showed them.
There were a lot of wonderful people. We got to meet a lot of wonderful
we got
people.
to meet more people, than we have, and see a ton of people that we knew.
And a lot of wonderful paintings.
Yes.
Yeah.
The best in the world.
Yeah, the very best.
I saw the best in the world all the time because I'm with you guys.
Because we are.
You are the
And
best
now
in the
we
world.
can actually say, literally, we are bona fide as the literal best in the world.
And the first USA champions, right?
Yeah, the North American. We're the first people to win the North Americans and the Worlds in the same year.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing this year
were there
was...
other USA champions? Well, Craig Tracy, was he US?
They didn't used to have that they didn't used to have the North American Championships back then, so that's why nobody else can say it, because they've only done the North Americans for 2 years.
You guys got it. Plus, Scott Frey was inducted, an honorary inductee into the
International Fine Art Body Painting Association.
So
the trifecta.
The trifecta.
3.
North American, World, and induction into the...
And our model was beautiful and tall and graceful and a pro and sweet and damn near 7 feet tall.
She was beautiful.
Incredible.
She was so beautiful.
She really was. Kim on art. Look her up on Facebook.
Yes. Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience. It was so... God. And what a beautiful place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Port Sausage was lovely. Seaboden was lovely last year. And that was where they'd had it the first, number of years, but this was a good move, I think.
And the hotel was amazing.
The hotel was incredible.
The breakfast went on and on and on. It took up 100 feet of table space. But and the first day I made the mistake of eating the
pickled herring.
The pickled herring.
Pickled
and I burped fish all day. But it was great.
No longer allowed to have
Very
it.
good.
But yeah, everything was yummy. Oh, I love
And
the
the water
food.
was
And the what was it?
beautiful,
The
and the
House Gloucesterhoff or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, that place. The place we ate like every single meal that we elected to pay for. Like that was incredible.
all the other body painters showed up.
It was kind of a gathering place for the body
I think it was
painters.
Glockerhoff.
What was it called?
It was like
Glocker?
hotel.
Glockner?
Glockhoff.
Glocknerhoff.
Glocknerhoff.
Glocknerhoff. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It was awesome.
We had all
You
that
can tell our
Spätzle.
German needs some remedial
Yes,
work.
we need work.
The Spätzle, and we had Wiener Schnitzel, and
remember the first day, the venison?
what was that first? The venison.
venison.
We had 2 venison dishes, 2 different ones. The stew, I had the stew, and you had
Medallions.
Medallions. Oh my god.
I'm singing The Hills
Yeah.
Are Alive again.
Very, very good food.
You don't want that to happen. You don't want me to start singing.
Anything else?
Anything else? We're going on 17 minutes. You didn't sum this all up in 17 minutes. One more time.
The world is our oyster now. Everything that will follow from this, you know, if everything were taken away, and, you know, I could be toothless in 95 and I can say that I did this. And that's perfect. That's great. That's what I was hoping for.
Any last words?
We are the champions, my friends.
Yay!
Awesome.